Hi, for those of you new to the channel, welcome. My name is Rainy, and on this channel I talk about the beauty of a pagan mindset in a modern society. I also talk about the largest myth, the largest stories, and I talk about the meaning and symbolism that is behind them. Because I believe that these stories aren't just entertaining stories. I believe these stories are carefully crafted by our ancestors. And within them is the knowledge to live a wonderful, wise, and fruitful life. Today we are diving straight down to the bowels of hell. Let's go. Welcome back. I already did two videos on Hel's two brothers, Jöemungandr and Fenrir. For those who don't know, Loki had a relationship with the witch Angerboda. They had three children, Fenrir, Jöemungandr and Hel. I already did her two brothers in a video. I'll link those in the description below for those who want to see it. Well, if you want to understand Hel, well, let's be honest, the Norse mythological Hel with one L. We already have a lot of ideas and connotations and energy hanging around the word hell because it's been used for the past 1500 years by the Christian church. We're talking Norse mythological hell, which isn't as bad as the Christian hell, by the way, but we'll get into that last part of the video. Hell is mostly mentioned in the myth Baldr's death, the death of Balder, which I also did a video on, and I'll probably also link in the description below, where the god Balder is prophesied to die. And Frigga does everything she can that it doesn't come to pass, but of course he dies. And he goes to hell. Now all the gods conspire. They come together to get him back because Balder is the golden and the shining one. So they all weep. Even Odin weeps. And they try to get him back. So they bargain with Hel. Because the dead is her realm. The realm is called Hel or Helheim, and the woman who rules it is called Hel. So they tried to bargain with her. And she said, if you can get the whole world to weep, every single person, for the death of Balder, you can have him back. Well, they didn't get the whole world to weep because one old lady wouldn't weep, which was presumably Loki in disguise, which would be something he would do. Now, in that tale, we can learn something. We can learn that hell is fair. She's very stern, but she's just. The other thing we know about hell is she's often depicted as being a woman with two faces. One is beautiful and the other is very dark, it's like a skull. And I believe there are also some official sources that say that her top half was beautiful and her lower half was like a skeleton. But regardless, she has two sides. So that's what we know, that hell has two sides. Because she's often perceived as very evil. That's, of course, very logical if you look at the company she keeps. Just look at her family. Look at Loki, Angerboda, Fenrir, and Jörmungandr. I mean, Jörmungandr kills Thor, and Fenrir kills Odin. She's like, she comes from that litter. So people think she's evil. I don't think she's that evil. I think there's a little distinction that can be made. And I think that is symbolically referenced in her appearance. Death has two faces. I don't know if you ever encountered death in your personal life? I have, and that depiction of hell with two faces, you know, that's exactly how it made me feel. It's terrible, but somehow there's also this feeling of beauty when someone dies. I hope this somehow makes sense to you listening to the other side of the screen. But there is a beauty. Somehow, when someone passes, it helps to open your heart for that person. It helps to show how beautiful and precious life really is. So, can something that gives you that experience really be all evil? No. I have some more stuff to back this theory up that hell isn't all evil, because when it comes to Ragnarok, like I said before, like Fenrir kills Odin and Jöemungandr kills Thor. Where's death? Does she kill one of the gods? No, what she does is she does supply an army which fights against uh, all the people in Odin's hall, in the wall hall. Probably those in Freya's hall too, because Freya gets first pick of the slain in battle. But where's Hel? Death does not actively partake. She doesn't join the side of evil, and she doesn't join the side of good either. She stays in the middle. She's like Switzerland. Well, not really, because she still supplies troops. So if you have to say is she good or evil? Yeah, she leans more to the evil side. But death can never be truly, truly evil, because it also shows us the beauty and the value of life. So I think that is the wisdom that is encompassed in her story, her appearance, and her myth. So for the second part of this video, I want to focus on Helheim, the place where Hel lives, because there are very important questions that need to be asked. Most of you will know that the brave warriors go to Valhalla with Odin. That's actually half true, because Freya taught Odin cider magic, and in return, Freya gets first pick of the slain in battle. So everybody who goes to Valhalla, congratulations, but you're basically just Freya's rejects. I had to take a sip after that epic burn. But regardless of those details, you know that if you die in battle, you go to Valhalla, you go to a great place. So the question that is normal to ask, I probably won't die with a sword or an axe in my hand. You know, sometimes I think if the government keeps fucking around like this, it just might. But in all honesty, no. I got kids. I need to live a while to raise them. I probably won't die in battle. So if I don't die in battle, and if you probably won't die in battle, just like me, does that mean you go to hell? And does that mean you don't have a good time drinking and fighting with your buddies? Well, if you look at the official sources, and there are several, um, most sources describe hell as a neutral to kind of a nice place. And there's one source that describes hell as a very dark place. But that one source is actually one we really take seriously, because that source is the Prose Edda. So Snorri translated that and put it on paper. But that guy was also like a Christian, so maybe his Christian mindset kind of influenced what he wrote down. There are sources that basically tell us that hell is doesn't differ much from from like the Valhalla, because we basically do the same thing. We eat, we drink, we fight, we do the same thing we do. It's just kind of a continuation of life, in another place. And I always found that to be pretty unsatisfactory. Just when you die, you just like go on. You just do the same thing somewhere else. And we already have reincarnation for that. Why do you need in a separate place? So if you like really believe Norse mythology, and if you like believe like, yeah, I won't fight, so I won't go to Freya's hall or Odin's hall, so I will probably just end up in hell. Hell doesn't need to be as bad. But to me, personally, it kind of feels like that explanation of hell is just a bit too easy. It's just like, yeah, don't you worry about it. You know, everything will just basically stay the same, so don't worry about it. And I believe maybe the concept of Valhalla, the Germanic tribes were like a big warrior cult. Maybe that's why, in part, why in the beginning Christianity didn't take off. You have this God who's all about like forgiveness and showing the other cheek. They didn't like that at first. But if you have like a warrior culture, it helps if you inspire people to be warriors. You inspire bravery because your whole tribe and the survival of your people may depend on it. So maybe like the Christian church used hell just to manipulate people, because maybe the Germanic tribes, you know, maybe even Odin himself used Valhalla as a way to get the people to act right and to be brave and to be the best you can possibly be. So on the one hand, I think that's what paganism is in part about. I think maybe that's even what Odin's about, is to be the best you can be and to give yourself wholeheartedly to your cause and to your mission in life, to your dharma. I believe if you do that, your life will be good. And I think life after that also will be good. So for those of you worried of going to hell, I don't think it's such a bad place. I think we should focus on the here and now, on what we can do. And I think if we do a good job, I think the next one will be good. Because if I talk about life after death, I actually read a lot of books about that stuff. And I read a lot of accounts of people having near death experiences. And it's basically always the same. It's a tunnel of light, and then they see something. Christians see Jesus. Buddhists see Buddha. Muslims probably see Muhammad. Atheists probably see their family. Now that could have like a neurological cause, like that your just brain gives you that sensation to give you a good feeling, to calm you so you can just pass in a peaceful manner. That could also be the case. But I interpret that data as following. I believe that you get what you think you deserve. I think that for a part you get what you want. That's why Buddha get the Buddhist and the Christians get Christ. So if you truly believe, that's what like that's what's so cruel about the Christian concept of hell. If you believe that you're going to hell, you're probably going to hell. You're literally self-hexing yourself, your journey after your life. That's what you're hexing. It's very powerful. It's very detrimental. So on the end of this video, I want to close with a note. I think you probably get what you deserve. You get what you think that you deserve. So if there are Norse pagans here who probably think, yeah, I probably never killed anybody with an axe, so I'm going to hell and it's this terrible place. Point one, it's not a terrible place. Point three, I think we are more free to steer once we leave the flesh prison. So think about what's in your heart and what you want and steer towards that. Maybe that's good advice. Although that's not really in line with the Norse myths. Okay. I thank you all for watching. Like I said, I'll put the Death of Balder video and the Fenrir and the Jöemungandr video in the link in the description for those who want to see that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next week. I'm out.